Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and family. I think we kind of got that one in okay.
You're right.
I know we're looking a little confused today.
I just want to make sure you're okay because
I'm
you
good.
almost didn't get your song in.
I almost did get my
Yeah.
song in. That's my little jam.
That's your jam.
It's called Feeding the Ducks, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
That song is called Feeding the Ducks, and it comes with StreamYard, and it's free. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I want to start off by thanking you guys for hanging with us through the month of October. This has been a very impactful month. We didn't do the first week, but this has been a very impactful month for two reasons. Number one, because the month of October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And for the Abundant Way, the month of October is overcoming poverty with stories of hope and transformation. So what we did, or what we are doing, is we are doing a tag team, so to speak, to address both, because they are related. Economic empowerment, entrepreneurship, it can in fact help with situations of domestic violence. And I hope you guys have seen the connection, because today is the last Tuesday in October. So we're going to end this session with a power-packed session. I don't want to say the word session too many times. Not just playing. But yeah, so we're going to jump right in today, because there's two things that I want to do. I want to make sure that we give ample attention to domestic violence awareness. I'm not going to make light of this, but every time I get ready to say domestic violence for October, I want to say Domestic Violence Month, but it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Because if I just said Domestic Violence Month, that might make somebody think we can go and do domestic violence this month.
Oh gosh. Yeah, don't say that.
That's not the case.
Don't say that.
We're bringing awareness to domestic violence. And what we're doing as Abundant Way Ministries is not only bringing awareness to it, but we're trying to offer a possible solution to it, right? So entrepreneurship may not solve your domestic violence problem, right? But it does have the power to give you hope in that situation.
Right.
So that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to jump right in. And what I'd like to start with is just talking about how entrepreneurship can help victims of domestic violence. Um, and we kind of talked about it the last week and the week before last. Talk to me about how, because you gave your story, you opened up and you shared with the audience about your experience in domestic violence, but talk to me about how entrepreneurship could possibly bring hope in a dark situation.
Absolutely can, because one of the biggest fears when you're dealing with domestic violence, or even overcoming domestic violence, you need to know your next step. And a lot of issues, on top of dealing with domestic violence, is financial.
Mm.
And a lot of times the um, person is relying on that aggressor. They may be the breadwinner. They may be the one that's controlling the finances. They don't have access to the bank accounts or any type of money. So their biggest thing is that I don't have money. I don't have a place to go. I don't have a way to, feed my children if I leave. So entrepreneurship definitely could help that, but it starts with, especially when you finally is able to come out of that situation. And once you're able to do that, then you have to build yourself up. So the first thing you have to do is build yourself, self-esteem, your self-confidence, your value in yourself. And once you do that and have the mindset on, I can do this, then you can tap into, there may be a gifting in you that you never even knew you had, right? Because your mind and your body and your spirit is so entrenched in this situation that you're in that you really don't know who you are.
Right.
So once you're able to come out of that and you're able to determine and find out who you are and what gifts you possess, then you can absolutely start a small business. You can and you don't even have to call it a business right away. You just start doing something to make money, on the side. And as that thing develops and grows, then it can build into a business. But entrepreneurship absolutely can be a segue into starting your own thing.
I see it in
Robin.
Hey, Robin. I see it in two ways. One, yes, many times or oftentimes, people who are in domestic violence situations are in that situation with some sense of financial dependency. Not in all cases,
no,
right? Because some cases, the person who is the victim of domestic violence is actually the breadwinner. But what I've noticed in those cases, and we know of one personally, where the I'll just say the husband in this particular situation is the aggressor, and the wife is the victim, and she has her own money, but he comes and takes the money, right? And so you've got those type of situations, and that lets you know that he's using finances as a means to control her, right? Because if you have your own money, let me take your money so that you'll become dependent on me. And if you don't depend on me, then I'm not going to allow you to depend on anybody, right? So one thing that entrepreneurship does is if you become an entrepreneur and you are still working, it gives you additional income, right? That perhaps that other person doesn't even have to know about or not know how much you have. So you can quietly be building your escape plan, right? The other thing that entrepreneurship does, and you alluded to it, is it builds confidence, right? And remember what we said, a lot of times a person who stays in a domestic violence situation far longer than they should, it typically is because of lack of confidence, low self-esteem. They don't believe in their own value, right? When you set out to become an entrepreneur, when you set out to build your own business, that whole process is a transformative process. It's going to make you become what you need to be in order to be successful. So don't feel like you have to already be that person.
Right.
The process of becoming an entrepreneur, the process of starting, owning, and operating your own business is going to develop skill sets in you, develop confidence in you, develop the things that you need to be able to be a successful entrepreneur.
Right.
And all that builds confidence, right? And it's that confidence that a person needs more than money to be able to separate them from unfavorable situations. So that's good. There's a scripture in the Bible, Philippians 4:13. Many of you are familiar with it. What does it say?
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Hallelujah! I can do all things through
that's
Christ.
One of my favorites.
That strengthens me. And the reason why that's important is because, again, it speaks to that confidence and that self-esteem. And so you in both situations, when you're trying to endure and come out of a domestic violence situation, and when you're trying to build something, right? Both of them take faith.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got to be able to say, I can do it. I can do all things. I can get out of this situation and I can build my own business. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. All right. So, like I said, starting a business can be transformative. And I like what this says here. Not only will it transform you, right? But the transformation process takes a certain path, right? So it takes a path from pain to purpose. You like that? Talk about how you turn your pain into purpose.
Yeah.
You transform that pain into purpose, and then you transform that purpose into prosperity. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. Okay, because remember how last week we talked about there's money in that. We have so many friends who we can sit up and talk. We can sit up and talk with for days about a million different business ideas. And everybody will say, oh yeah, that's a good one. There's money in that. There's money in that, right? That's the phrase right there. There's money in that, right? And while it may be true, every idea could possibly make a lot of money. But not every idea, not every money-making idea is for you. Right? It's very important that you try to build your business from your purpose. I'm going to pause right there because I can't stress that enough. There's a difference between just building a business and building a business with purpose. Business that's based on your purpose. Hey, Denise. Right? Because if you just go chasing after the money, doing any kind of business that has nothing to do with who you are, has nothing to do with your purpose, eventually you're going to be frustrated, you're going to get tired, you're going to get burnt out, and there's nothing really that's going to hold you in the game. You will get frustrated, you will get tired, you will get burnt out with any business. But when it's tied to your purpose, there's an underlying strength that will keep you going, that will pull you back in. right? When it's tied to your purpose, things start happening in your favor. Like obstacles will move out of your way because God understands, no, I'm not letting this obstacle stop my child. I'm going to move that out the way because he or she is moving forward on purpose or in purpose. In purpose.
Yep.
Right? So if you have a business that's tied to your purpose, not only will God give you the strength to keep going when times get tough, but he will also knock down doors. He will also move mountains. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Open doors, move mountains, knock down obstacles, right? So it's important that whatever you do, try at least to make it tied to your purpose.
Right, right. You have more, you put more value. It becomes more valuable, right? Because for me, when we started the businesses, I always, my vision is, and I might not even tell you, but my vision is like when my business grows and when it gets to that level, my staff will be women. I want to pull in women, accountant, attorney, assistant, whatever it is. I always want to focus on women because in the property management world, women, and especially African American women, it's minimal. You hardly see, it's a male dominant world. So, my thing is like, I want to uplift and I want to bring women in to help themselves, to help uplift themselves as well, especially those that have been or is transforming away from domestic violence.
Right. And so your purpose is to help empower women, right?
Yep.
So what you see you doing in your business ventures, she said, "Go girl." We got to put this up there. Go girl. Yeah. What you see yourself doing in your business is not just about making money.
No.
But it's about empowering people who have experienced the same pain that you've experienced, right?
Yeah.
And so then your pain leads to your purpose, and your purpose leads to prosperity, right? And then in the process, you're empowering others who may be experiencing the same thing.
That's always been a thing, especially when me coming out of domestic violence and me experiencing that, and that's been my thing. I was like, I've always wanted to help women because I've been there, done that, right? So I wanted to help women, even within Abundant Way. I am going to have a house for women and children that experience domestic violence. I will have that. So that's always been my vision, my goal, for me personally.
Right. So you're turning your pain into purpose, your purpose into prosperity. And the Bible says in Romans chapter 8, verse 28, all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord and are called according to his or her purpose. Right? All right. Okay. I wanted to make sure we dealt with that so you guys understand that because we're getting ready to go into some steps that you can take to start your own business and to be successful. But I wanted to make sure before we go there is that we understand the power of entrepreneur as it relates to overcoming pain, right? Or turning pain into prosperity. It's like you have to be able to use your life situation, your experiences, and find your purpose in it. Don't let it overcome you. You be the conqueror and overcome it, right? And so what we're saying today is that entrepreneurship is a good way to find entrepreneurship is a good place to find hope in what some may feel as a hopeless situation, right? All right. So now what we're getting ready to do, we're getting ready to switch gears a little bit, and we are moving fast. We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good because here's the good stuff. Now, what we're getting ready to talk about is not just for people who have or are experiencing domestic violence. This is for everybody. Mm-hmm. We're getting ready to talk about the steps to building a sustainable business, right? So yes, if you're dealing with any kind of oppression, mm-hmm. whether it be domestic violence or anything. And let me say this about domestic violence. Domestic violence is not just about one person being violent to another person. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? If you look at where our nation is right now and where this president is trying to take this nation, if he becomes a dictator, which is what he's trying to do, mm-hmm. all of us will be experiencing domestic violence, right? Because you will not have the privileges the way you have them now, mm-hmm. right? It's about control, yeah. right? And control in your own house, in your own land, on your own land. So domestic means mm-hmm. right here in the United States, you are being controlled by your government. Mm-hmm. That's domestic violence. So this is not just about a man, woman, domestic violence situation. What we're getting ready to talk about is going to help everybody, mm-hmm. because the Bible says, he that has an ear, let him hear. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you something. Everybody said, yep, he ain't going to get elected a second time. We even said, if he get elected this time, we leaving the country. And he messed around and did it before we can get out of here. Absolutely. Now, everybody's thinking, there's no possible way he's going to get elected again. Mm-hmm. But he's claiming that he's going to be the president in 2028. In fact, in his meetings, he sets a 2028 cap on his desk, mm-hmm. so that everybody can see it. Yeah. And what he's telling you is not that he's going to get elected again. He's just saying he's going to be the president. Mm-hmm. And why does that make a difference? He's saying there's not going to be an election. Mm-hmm.
The voting. He's trying to do away with the voting.
And if you watch him, that's what he's setting this thing up for it to be a dictatorship, mm-hmm. without a vote. Yeah. Right? And so I'm telling you, we might have a second chance to get out of this country. And the only way we're going to be able to do it is we're going to have to raise enough money. We're going to have to make enough money, mm-hmm. to make our path. Yeah. Another reason why entrepreneurship is so important. Yeah. All right. So we about to beat this domestic violence. Oh yeah. All right, listen.
I'm with you, Denise. I see your message. I'm with you. Mm-hmm.
So, steps to building a sustainable business. This is for everybody, right? Number one, pray for vision and clarity. Okay, so for those of y'all who thought that entrepreneurship was all about money, let me tell you that most successful business owners will tell you that they start with prayer. They start with their relationship with God, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so they start with their relationship with God. I cannot stress that enough. We went through several months of. She is what? She going to Canada?
It is. She going to Canada.
He's going to Toronto. Right. Okay. Now that might be James. That might be
James or whatever. Somebody going to Canada. The Walkers are going to Canada.
Yeah. We got a couple places picked out, but yeah, a couple. And we're laughing and joking, but at the same time, I'm serious as a heart attack. Oh yeah. Because I said to myself, there's no possible way that this man gonna get elected again. But if he does, mm-hmm. we're gonna have this, that, and the other, and he snuck right up in there. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Snuck right up in there.
Definitely, James. Denise said rent is high.
Right. Yeah. Toronto probably wouldn't be my choice, but but listen. So let's lay the foundation so that you have something strong on which to build your business. Because again, I'll say it again, despite what you may see or hear on YouTube or social media on Facebook about how people became successful and made the $1 million, whenever you're in business for yourself, there will be challenges.
Oh yeah.
All right. That's my disclaimer. I'm putting it out there so that you know, so that you don't walk into this thing blindly. There will be uncertainty. There will be times where you don't know where the money is coming from, especially in your early days, right? The goal is to build your business beyond that to where you have consistent income coming in on a steady basis. But when you're starting off, there will be challenges, right? And so the whole idea is that if you're standing on a solid foundation, you'll be able to withstand those storms, right? Every wind won't be able to come and blow you off your purpose, right? Or take you off your game. So it starts with your relationship with God. And your relationship with God starts with prayer, right? Okay, number 2, start small and stay consistent. So growth happens through daily faithfulness. Now watch this. What I mean by daily faithfulness is you have to get to a place where you are doing something towards your business every single day, right? So you got to set your plan, your goals and your plan so that you're doing small things to build your business every single day and you're doing it consistently, right? So for using us as an example, in the real estate business on the sales side, right? Not even talking about investing, but on the sales side, the number one thing that we should be doing every day is reaching out to potential clients. We call that lead generation. So you should be like clockwork tapping into leads, potential leads, whether it's buyer leads or seller leads. And like clockwork, you should be reaching out to them, making connection to them. What does that mean? That means calling them, emailing them, texting them, sending postcards or letters. That's the way you connect with potential buyers and sellers. But here's the thing, you got to do it consistently every day. Whether it be, I don't know if y'all can see on my board, but we've got a schedule that says from 8 to 11:30, we're doing cold calls, right? Now, we haven't been as consistent as we should be, but at least we know that that's the number one key activity. Because if you're not connecting with potential buyers and sellers, then you have no business, right? Business may come in, like we do get referral or what we call sphere of influence business. That's your friends, your family who say, you know what, I'm ready to buy a house or I'm ready to sell my house. That comes in, but it's so sporadic, right? How many friends and family do you have that's going to buy or sell real estate to sustain you year after year? Not that many. So what you have to be able to do is Monday through Friday, 8 to 11, pick up the phone and call your list. Send out your emails, send out your postcards, send out your text messages, right? Now, here's my little, what do they call it? I can't think of the name of it. My plug.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
Yeah, here's that was hard.
Yeah.
Here's my plug. Okay. So we're working on the IT side, we're working on automating that stuff. So yes, it has to be done, but if you don't have the time to do it, you should figure out a way to automate it, right? And if you need automation in your business, that's my shameless plug. That's the word I was looking for. Here's my shameless plug. We can do that for you. Okay.
But even those that whose businesses don't require phone calls, right? Social media. Social media is the biggest platform out there. And you can schedule, I don't know how to do it, so don't call me, but you can set it up where if you create a post or whatever it is you're creating, you can schedule it so it automatically posts for you.
Right.
If somebody know how to do that, show me, let me know. But that social media is your biggest platform outside of a phone call, outside of texting.
Right.
So if your business doesn't require you calling people to generate business, then use social media.
Let me say this. With most businesses, there are certain types of business where you don't have a physical touch. But with most businesses, there will be, in order for the transaction to happen, there's going to be some type of touch with a person. And so let me say this. Let me say this to all the people out there who don't like people. Who don't like people. That's going to be one of the transforming things in your life when you're in business. You're going to have to deal with people. You may be in a business where you don't necessarily have to deal with the end consumer all the time, but even just building your business, getting it started, you're going to have to deal with. We were talking to somebody today who was dealing with permits and having to deal with the landlord and having to deal with the city and the county and you're going to deal with people. So you might as well get used to, you're going to have to become a people person. Yeah.
But, for your business. Now after you shut down for the day, then you can go back in your circle.
But to add on to your point, even with the social media, setting it up, that's one of those things that you should do consistently, at least get it set up. So I was talking about the coaching that we're doing with Club Wealth. So the guy was talking about this month, he's been talking about needle size activities, moving the needle, right? Needle moving activities. So you got to think about the small things that you can do every day, little things that's going to move the needle, and just be consistent with it. So you want to make sure you're moving that needle little by little every day. And that's how you build your business, right? All right. Number 3, build a support system. All right. Surround yourself with positive people, positive mentors, positive advisors, and believers who speak life into your vision. All right. We have enough negative people around us. We don't need to surround ourselves with those people when we're trying to build our business. You need other people who are in business or who have been in business that can help support your vision and your dream. Not everybody's going to be able to support your vision. Not everybody's going to be able to see your dream, right? And so you want to make sure you don't surround yourself with dream killers, because you will get so discouraged that you just stop. We can't afford to stop. Number 4, learn the basics of business. This one I can't stress enough. It's exciting to just be able to say I own my own business. But if you don't know the basics of business, you're bound to fail, right? You need to know accounting, bookkeeping, finance, sales, marketing. These are the foundations of business. And all those words may sound intimidating to some people. It's not really that intimidating. You don't have to become an accountant or a CPA. You don't have to become the top salesperson in America, but you need to know the basic concepts of all of those tenets, right? Sales, marketing, accounting and bookkeeping and finance. Watch this. And understanding your customer, right? So those are the foundational building blocks of business ownership, being in business, entrepreneurship. Learn those things, right? Know where your money is coming from and where it's going at all times, right? There's tools that can help you do this. We use QuickBooks, right? So you can hook QuickBooks up to your bank, and like clockwork, every time to your business bank account. Ooh, I wish I had more time because you're about to make me go into separate, making sure your business is separated from your personal life. Mm-hmm. So you have a personal business account and you have a business account. And in most cases, it's best to have those as separate banks, not just a different account at the same bank. Keep them totally separate if you can, right? Hook your business bank account up to QuickBooks so that every business transaction that goes in and out of that account automatically gets logged into QuickBooks. Because guess what? Your accountant is going to need that to do your taxes at the end of the year. And it's easier to be able to pull that information out of QuickBooks, send it to them, than for you to be trying to keep track of this on a spreadsheet, right? But guess what? You may think, oh, I can do this. Yeah, you can do this. It's not difficult, and you can do it on a spreadsheet when you're small. But I came here to tell you that we're not going into business to stay small. You ought to think big when you go into business. Start small, but think big, right? And so you want to put yourself, set yourself up to where you have that type of support. Believe that you're going to need an accountant. And you're not going to be doing your own taxes. Even though you can do your own taxes, believe that you won't have the time to do your own taxes. Believe that you're going to need an attorney to help advise you. Believe that you're going to need a marketing consultant. Believe that you're going to need a banker, like a personal relationship with a banker. Like when you walk in the door, they should be able to say, hey, Mr. Davis, where you been? Hello, Mr. Walker. Good to see you. Right? Hey, Miss Davis. Hey, Miss Lyons. Come on in. We've been thinking about you. That's what the kind of relationship you want to have with your banker, right? So you got to go in believing that you're going to be at that level to where you cannot run your business by yourself, because that's just a small business. We go start small, but we got big vision. All right, number 5, manage your finances wisely. Okay, again, that's another one that I cannot stress enough. When you go into business, you better learn how to manage your finances on a personal level and on a business level, or else you're setting yourself up for failure. If you cannot manage credit on a personal level, chances are you won't be able to manage credit on a business level. And what happens is on the business level, everything gets 10x'd. It gets multiplied exponentially. So let's say on a personal level, you got 2-3 credit cards and they got $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 on them. Well, you're in business now, and the type of credit or finances that you need for your business is that times 10, that times 100. If you can't manage $5,000, what makes you think that you're going to handle $50,000 or $500,000 well? So learn how to manage your finances before you go into business, or very soon after you go into business. It's only for your own good. Number 6, give back. Am I going too fast?
No.
All right. Give back. Now, here's where your pain turns into purpose, right? And your purpose turns into prosperity, and your prosperity turns into wealth. In my opinion, wealth is not all about money. I feel like I'll know I'm wealthy based on how much I'm able to give back, based on how much I'm able to bless others, right? Without even feeling any pain. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And you ought to also go in with that goal in mind. Like, this ain't just about me and mine. It's not just about me and my family, right? Ultimately, who is that?
Keep going.
Okay. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is be a blessing to others. So to your point, you want to build your business not only so that you have your own money that is not dependent on some job who can let you go at will, anytime they want to, who has your salary capped that you can't make but so much. You want to be able to own your own business so there is no income limitation, no ceiling, right? That nobody can tell you when to come and when to go, right? But at the same time, you want to use your business to empower other women who have gone through or are going through the same situation that you've gone through, right? So there's purpose behind your business, right? And so giving back is a sign of your success. Watch this. And then it comes back around. The Bible says the more you give, the more you receive. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will men give unto your bosom. There is a spiritual principle around giving. It's just like the principle of gravity. What goes up must come down. The same is true with giving. What you give out is going to come back. And so that's why they say in that song, you can't be God-given. It's an undeniable law. We've tested it, and it is true. Don't give, though, just so that you can get. It's got to come from the heart without you expecting anything back. It just so happens that when you do, it does. When you do, it does. All right? Okay, good. Good timing. All right. What else we got? Oh, what's the biblical tie-in on that one? Matthew chapter 25, verse 14 through 30, the parable of the talents. That's one of my favorite, right? I'm going to talk about that for a quick second. I'm not going to stay there long, but here's the thing. There is a story in the Bible, Matthew chapter 25, starting at verse 14, where they called him the master or the landowner, whoever he was. He was the big guy, right? He was the man. He had servants, and he left. He went out of town on a business trip or wherever he went, and he left 3 of his servants with some money. He left one with 5 talents. That's the translation for money. One with 2 talents and one with 1. While he was gone, the one with 5 talents, he doubled his money. The one with 2 talents, he doubled his money. The one with 1 talent, he saved his, buried it in the ground so that he could give it back to the master when he came back. When the master came back, the one who had 5 gave the master 10. The one who had 2 gave the master 4. The one who had 1 gave the master back what the master had given him. And the master said to the one who gave him 10, "Well done, thy good and faithful servant." He said the same thing to the one who gave him 4. "Well done, thy good and faithful servant." What's the other part of that? He was faithful over a little few will be ruler over many. And then he got down to the one who gave him back what he was given. He thought he was doing a good thing, protecting his money, burying it in the ground. That's like putting it into your savings account. So it'll be safe there. So when the master come back, at least I could give him back what he gave me. He said, "Thou lazy, slothful servant." He pretty much banished them to hell. And then he took the one that he gave him and gave it to the one who he had given 5 to. Because in other words, God is looking for us to be productive and multiply. Right? He said, "Be fruitful and multiply and replenish." Right? In other words, whatever it is that God gave you, he expects you to multiply that. Don't just sit on it. Don't sit on your gifts. Don't sit on your talent, and don't sit on no money. You got to put that money to work. You got to be able to invest it, right? God is expecting that of you. If he comes back and all you have is what he gave you, he's going to send you to hell in so many words, because that's not what he put us here for. In the beginning, he said, "Be fruitful and multiply." He did not say just sit there and watch TV. Just sit there and wait till I come back. No, we ought to be busy. He said, "At least you could have put my money to the exchangers." That's exactly what he said in that Bible. The least you could have done is put my money to the exchanger. In other words, at least you could have invested it in the stock market or something, right? Instead, you sat there and put it in your savings account.
And let it sit.
And let it sit. Not even drawing interest.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So the moral of that story, you see, I get excited about that.
Yeah.
The moral of that story is we don't have the luxury to sit, right? And it's not enough to just go to work. God is looking for those who are willing to raise their hand and do the extra credit. If the only income you make is on your job, you need to do more, because what you're saying is you are dependent. You have become so dependent on being on only being able to make money one way, that when God comes back to get an account for what you've done, all you got is the job that he gave you. We ain't going out like that. And so some people look at us and say, y'all work too hard. Why y'all always working so hard? Because God expects more of us. If all he wanted us to do was sit there and punch somebody's clock, then we would just punch somebody's clock, come home, eat potato chips, and watch TV. But no. Life is too short and time is running out. Yeah. 2028 is coming, and Donald Trump might be your dictator, but he ain't gonna be mine. Sit there and watch TV if you want to. Not me. Okay. I love it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna switch gears one more time with the last 14 minutes that we have left. I'm coming off the script now. Putting my paper down.
And what?
And one. All right, so here's what I want to do. Because it seems like we never really get to this point of helping people with practical steps, right? They're all theoretical. Like, yeah, this is what you should do. Think like this. Okay. If you want to start your own business, all right, we talked about choosing your name, right? Last week we talked about, starting at even though the hierarchy is federal, state, local, right? When you're starting your business, you want to go to the state level first, which is the middle ground. Go to the Secretary of State's website for the state that you live in. I don't know your Secretary of State's website address, Google it. But you want to start there. Go to the Secretary of State's website and look for wherever they have how you establish your business in that state, right? Generally, there's going to be a business name search option. For some, it's free. For others, you might have to pay a nominal fee. But search for the name that you are thinking about to make sure that no one else has that name. Because you don't want to go to the IRS and get an EIN, an employer identification number, on a name and then come back to the state and find out somebody else already has that name or something so close to it that you're no longer unique. Get your name at the state level first, or at least reserve it there. You can pay a certain fee to reserve that name. You can pay to reserve that name so that while you're working with the IRS, the federal level, nobody can take that name. That's number one. Once you do that, then you go to the IRS and you establish your EIN base, and you want to actually select your business entity type. That means you're going to be a sole proprietor, a partnership, a limited liability company, or a corporation, right? I can't tell you what you should be. It's going to be based on your business and the level that you're starting at. For some, you may be a sole proprietor. For others, you may have a partner and be a partnership. It may be a limited partnership. It may be a limited liability company. There's so many benefits with an LLC. But Google it, use ChatGPT, and or talk to an attorney to help you figure out which one is the best entity for you, right? After that, you want to go to your local level. In most states, the county is the local level that you're going to register your business in, right? And the reason for all of these different levels, truth be told, you'll be recognized as a legitimate business. It's going to benefit you on your taxes, but at the end of the day, it's so that you can pay your taxes off of the money that the business is making. But you do want to set yourself up as a business because as a business, there are tax benefits, especially when you are, especially depending on what type of business entity you form, right? Again, talk to your accountant, talk to your attorney, or just do some research, right? Now, once you have established your business at the federal, state, and county level, okay, depending on what type of business you're in, you're going to set up your accounts. I'm talking finances now, right? You should get a good accounting program. We use QuickBooks, and it's gonna be a learning curve. You're gonna have to learn how to use the software. But once you learn how to use the software, you'll be forever grateful, because once your business start making money, you want to be able to track where your money is coming from and where it's going. That's actually going to help you improve your business year after year, because when you can see on the report, oh, most of my money is coming from this type of client. Let me work harder for those types. Let me work harder at gaining those types of clients. And these other types of clients, they're not really working out for me. Let me stop spending time and effort and energy on them and build my business off of what's working, right? Your financial reports will be able to help you see that, right? So learn your account, get an accounting system and learn it and use it. Again, as we talked about before, another thing is you want to build a team. Your team should be made up of an accountant, a banker, an attorney, and a consultant, right? That's your core team. That's your mastermind team, right? You should be on a one-on, and an insurance agent. You should be on a one-on, a name, first name basis with these people. Like, these are not be strangers to you. You ought to be able to invite these people to your house. I mean, y'all might share Christmas gifts, right? When you have your team in place, right, then you know you are in business. Don't try to do this alone. Let me tell you this, it's a team sport. A lot of people go out there and try to do everything on their own, and you're going to stay small because there's no possible way you can do all of this by yourself. I could pick up the phone and call my insurance agent right now at 8:30 if I wanted to, right? My lender used to be able to call him at any time. My accountant, and thank God we just got you on board. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? We have Bruce, our marketing consultant. He worked with us pretty much all the first half of this year, right? Can pick up the phone and call him anytime, right? And let me say this, don't expect just because these people are on your team that you don't pay them, right? Because guess what? For us, if any one of them needed our services to buy or sell a house, we got to charge them. It's not about getting stuff for free. It's about maintaining a relationship where you all are helping each other, right? And again, just going back to purpose, I can't stress enough that do something that you love, right? A big mistake that many people make is just going after the money, and they end up hating what they do. And they end up pulling their hair out, stressed out, losing weight, can't keep up, because they were never meant to do that thing, right? You will find your purpose based on your life experiences. You know, when we started off talking about domestic violence, yeah, you can find your purpose based on painful experiences because you want to change that not only for yourself, but see how you can use that to help others. But you can also find your purpose through positive experiences. You finding what you love. Think about the many music artists who are exceptional at what they do, and they love what they do, and they use what they do for their provision, their profit. They turn their voice or their talent into a business. How many athletes have turned their voice, or I mean, turned their talents into a business, right? And then once you start making money in your business, it is your responsibility to invest that money. That's what that story in Matthew chapter 24 was talking about. You don't stop there, right? It's not enough to say I made some money. You got to invest that, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all trying to get to the place where we're not having to work so hard, right? Every day that goes by, you're getting older, right? And well, yes, while we work hard right now, the plan is that we get the business to a point where it can actually run itself and we don't have to work as hard, right? And at the same time, we want to make the money that we make work hard for us, right? So you take the money that you make from your job and you use it to start your business. You take the money that you make from your business and you invest it so that it can make money without you having to get up and get out the bed and punch anybody's clock or do anything, right? That's the layout right there. You cannot work for the rest of your life. Bottom line, guaranteed, trust me, I know. No, I take that back. That's a lie. You can work for the rest of your life if you die working. If you want to die working, then go ahead and work for the rest of your life. But most of us, that's not the goal. The goal is to be able to have enough free time that you can pour back into your community, right? That you can give back without having to be like, well, I can't stay because I got to get back to work on Monday, right? So, and I mean, it goes back to what you talked about last week or the week before that, how when after we got married, Tony had died, and you had to go to Chicago to help your mother, and that lasted for about 2 or 3 months, right? You can't say, well, I can't stay because I got to go back to work on Monday, and then leave your mama hanging, right? At the worst time in her life. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's what this is all about. Building financial freedom, right? So that you're free to answer those calls on your life. And you never know when those calls are coming or how they're coming, but it would be a good thing if you're able to answer the call and not have to worry about the money. All right. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got.
If it seemed like a lot, if it seemed like it went fast, or you didn't have pen and paper to write any note, take any notes, outside of going back and rewatching the video, reach out to us. If you have any questions, concerns, needing suggestions, reach out to us. But the main thing about all of this, entrepreneurship, starting a business or whatever, the main thing is that, for one, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you can do this. Two, again, it's the connection with God. You got to have faith and you got to have prayer. Those two things will help you endure and keep striving and keep pushing forward. Third thing is the purpose. Find your purpose. Find your passion. something that you love to do, something that you're passionate about. That's what really is probably going to be the business you go into. And then you just you start small. We want to be big. You think big, that's good. But you start small. It's baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
It's baby steps. So you're not going straight into this thing overwhelmed. I don't have a money for QuickBooks. I don't have a money for this. I don't have money for that. So when you're starting off, some things you just don't need money for. You just take the steps. And
if you put God first, he will supply all your needs. I guarantee it. You may not have it, but when you need it, he'll make it available for you.
Mm-hmm. And he's also going to remove those people out of your circle. It could be family, it can be a friend somebody you've been friends with for years, but he's going to move those people out of your way so that you can prosper, so that he can push you to your purpose that he has for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you'd be surprised how when you tap into your purpose, doors will open.
Mm-hmm.
Doors will open.
Doors are definitely open.
Can I leave them with some closing remarks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys heard me say this before. Entrepreneurship is not about the income. It's not about the money. It's about your identity. It's about your freedom. And watch this. It is, in fact, faith in action.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to have faith to move forward as an entrepreneur. The fact that you are taking those steps is evidence of your faith. Here's what I want to leave with you guys tonight. I want to leave you with some homework, right? I want you to write down one idea that God has placed on your heart. Last week, you heard me call it not a good idea, but you heard me call it a God idea. That's your homework. Number one, write down at least one God idea. That's an idea that God has placed on your heart. And number two, I want you to take one step. That's faith. Take one step this week towards that God idea. Whether it means researching it online, Google, ChatGPT, go to the library. Do they still exist?
Libraries still exist. I don't know about people going to them though.
It may mean for some of you, register your business, following that path that I just set forth, state, federal, local, or reach out to somebody for mentorship. Reach out to somebody who is doing or has already done what you want to do. That's your homework. Write down your God idea and make one small step towards it. Talk to me next week. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining. It's been real. And I hope you guys got something out of this mahogany. It never fails.
Encyclopedia. Okay, mahogany. Okay.
I didn't even know you were online. But leave it to mahogany to give us some witty response. Hey, Sister Pelt.
Hey, Miss Pelt.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, by the way. Yeah. Okay. So we're getting ready to end the call. Thank you guys for joining. We saw a bunch of you on the call tonight. Share the recording with somebody, right? Hopefully this will help somebody. I want to see everybody on that plane when we get ready to get out of here.
Yes. We're going to have so many entrepreneurs, they're not going to be able to stop us. Okay?
You missed what I said.
I heard what you said.
I ain't trying to be here in 2028.
But that's going to follow you wherever you go. So
right.
if it's set up here, it can go wherever you're trying to go.
If his hat is still on that table in 2028, my hat is on the airplane. I'm out of here.
Good night, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining. And good night.
Good night.